Guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and we're going to talk about RippaVerse again. And this is going to be a little bit of kind of cool because I thought, hey, since it's coming out, and I've seen a little bit of people also talking about it, and we all have discussions. I said, hey, why don't we talk about what we think about what's going to happen in the RippaVerse, what are the characters' abilities and powers, and let's see where we can go with this. I don't know. I guess theorizing things, right? I only wanted to do this because it was on my mind. Might as well do it before I probably lose the thought or forget about it, or before the book gets here and everybody already done told their theories. So let's jump on the wagon of this and let's get into the RippaVerse using item number one. So we're going to watch the trailer and I'm going to probably cut through just to kind of theorize what I'm thinking is going on. Okay, so let's just, you know what I mean. I think this is really cool though, what Eric is doing still, even if I don't agree with his politics, or not even politics, but if I don't agree with his some of his takes, let's just say that. Um, but this is kind of hype because, no offense, I've never really seen any kind of comic book stuff that got me excited. Because think about it, the stuff that DC and Marvel has been putting out recently, you're just like, what the hell is that? And that stuff didn't excite me. It made us make fun of things or whatever. And then it seems like the only time DC and Marvel wants to do a trailer for something is usually superficial or it's an alternate reality. No, what about what's your current comic books? How about that? And tell us a story, an actual story with these characters, not, oh, they're Zoomers, they're Gen Zers, and they're Snowflake and Safe Space. Like, what the hell is that? Internet gas, and they're Zoomers, and some of them have an Instagram, and that's not really cool. Or then if they're promoting something in an alternate take, Batman awoken to be the last man on Earth. With the head of the Joker, he searches out to find, like, who the fuck cares? That's not a good story, you know? Or here's a trailer of Tim Drake being LGBT because that makes sense. you know, I love seeing these trailers that excites me of upcoming things. And Marvel and DC used to do it before. I don't know if you guys remember, but back in the day when Marvel was doing video games, some of the video games had trailers to upcoming comic books that was coming out. So right now, at the time, the Ultimate Universe was really popular, and they had Ultimate comic book trailers. Man, if you saw that Spider-Man, that X-Men, the Ultimates trailer for the comic book itself, you couldn't help but to get hyped for it. And the people who were actually writing it actually made sense. And I think that's something that Ripper was learning. I mean, that he took what they did and he applied it to how he was going to do his trailer for his comic book. So anyway, let's get into it. I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent. Oh, hold on. Let me go back right quick, guys, because I saw that and I want to look at that. This chick right here, Yarrow. I can't wait to see what she does. Like, I'm getting a little bit of ancient. I want to say Mesopotamian. I don't want to say Greece because it is kind of it would be kind of obvious, but I doubt it. I doubt it. But I want to say she's part of some kind of ancient tribe, or descended from ancient tribe women's who have secret superpowers, right? What I'm thinking is, because I saw her glow blue in certain panels, is that I think that she has like this kind of power that's passed on to the royal bloodline of the family, right? And the royal blood family is tasked to protect something, and it's her mission to go out into the world and defend the world from an upcoming evil that is tied to her bloodline, which is tied to her powers and abilities. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm thinking that her powers are her powers are from family bloodline that was in a war years ago, right? Millennia ago. And in order to defeat this great evil, is that they either, I want to say, they either called forth a holy being, or they found something of great mysterious origins that granted the people power, and that power was transferred to the people. And of course, because the whoever was ruling the land at the time had the greatest power, and the greatest power is the ability of the glowing blue star that Yara has, which means that she has the ability to do all the cool things like Wonder Woman does, but she has this blue aura of flight. She has flight, super strength, superhuman durability. She could be part mortal. She definitely can fly. She can shoot energy beams out of her hands, and she can create force fields and protective fields around people as well. And she can use her powers to augment her strength and abilities whenever she needs it. And I also saw that her hair glows blue, so which means that it might not blue might be her main power, but she might be able to change the glow of the powers, which lets her do more abilities dependent on either her mood swing or depending on how far she along with her powers. That's what I'm thinking. That is what I'm thinking when it comes to this character. Ooh. Oh, like look at this guy right here. I would say that this guy right here, I don't know what his name is, but I would say that he is probably a Norse god. He looks like a Norse god. Like, look at him. He looks like a Norse god who embraces a little bit of who embraced a little bit of the black culture, if you want to say, I believe. But I don't know if he probably could be a Thor like kind of character, or he'd be Hercules, depending on too. He's giving me Hercules, or maybe it might be Zeus, maybe it might be Thor, but I'm getting some kind of feeling from him. But I also think that he's also a hunter, and he might be one of the hunters that are coming after Esam, or after the person that Esam is supposed to be protecting, if that makes sense. And I believe that he's going to also play a part with Yara coming to face off against Esam, because of her bloodline and his bloodline goes back to ancient times, and it's been a battle that they've been fighting for a long time or whatever. And he's using whatever team he's on to hunt down Esam so he can get to Yara, and Yara is trying to get Esam to help her stop whatever their plans is. Just a theory, but I'm just, I'm looking, and so I'm thinking once we look at him, once we get a good, oh, sorry, hold on, let me go back. Ooh, I'm sorry. These look really cool too. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's zoom in a little bit with that one. Okay, cool. It still records. I don't even know why I didn't zoom in the first place. Okay, so what we're looking for right here. This guy is the leader. I'm going to go say that he's the leader. He's the gangster. He's the muscle. He's the muscle, right? He's the muscle that can probably go toe to toe with Esam. And he's probably might be a little bit more stronger than Esam, if you ask me. And you have her, who has like, who I would look at her as more of like a, I want to say kind of like Ink from Batman Beyond with a little bit of Star Sapphire powers, because look at her power glows blue, and then look at the little ink blobs or whatever. So she controls the ink blob using her, I guess, her little pink magic ring. I mean, I want to say ring, but her magic purplish pink powers, and they can morph and warp into whatever, which kind of creates kind of constructs, but using those ink blobs. And once those ink blobs get to you, they engulf you, right? So it'll be under her control. Maybe that's what I'm going for. Him, he looks like he's a marksman, but he looks like he's a businessman who is a front for whatever criminal activities they're doing. But because he's so swag about everything, you know, everybody kind of trusts him without realizing that he's backstabbing the people that he's trying to quote unquote protect, because he's working with the big bosses. I'm just going with some theories right now, but I'm just saying I think that might be really kind of cool if you think about it. But what do I know, right? I'm just guessing, you know. I'm just guessing. We just kind of theorizing here, right? Ooh, look at this one. This guy looked like Michael Jai White, and he's probably going undercover to figure out what's really going on, because he's probably worked at the department and realizing that everything that's been told to him has been a lie, because they're trying to because now the department is coming back after Isom, even though Isom left or whatever, and they're trying to frame him for something that he didn't do, but it was the reason why he hung up the cape and cowl of being a superhero. And now he wants to figure out what's really going on, but it's kind of hard to trust the people that he thought was trustworthy, because they're really not trustworthy. But then he doesn't want to he doesn't want to put his faith in Isom, because Isom been going for a long time. He abandoned the city, but they're accusing him of stuff. But Isom is probably agreeing that he did something that he really didn't do. But now he has to pick a side. Which one is he going to do? Is he going to go and trust his wit about everything? Is he going to stay on the force, or is he going to team up with Isom and figure out what's going on? All I can tell you is he's going to be a wild card, and he's definitely going to be doing a lot of investigating. I can definitely tell you that. And look at these characters right here. The A Force. You can definitely tell that they're probably like their version of the Justice League or something like that, but not in the way we would think. They're more like I want to say the Thunderbolts, kind of, or whatever, or like the Squadron Supreme. And what I mean is they're heroic to the world at large, but they do villainous things, and they under the operation of the government. And maybe the reason why they got these powers is because the government experimented on them, and they have to follow orders, or something bad might happen. They might have something on each of them, or they could have been former criminals, and in order to change that, they volunteered for this I'm going to call it the A experiment. And the A experiment makes them a human. A human is a person that has a external gene that gives them the ability to use whatever powers they have. But the thing about it is that the government done figured out a way to control it, so they are allowed to put whatever powers and abilities that they need on these people whenever they need them. Does that make sense? Yeah, that totally makes sense, right? So I'm just kind of like, I'm just kind of theorizing. I know it's kind of like, whoa, you don't know that, but I just want to I want us to theorize and come up with some cool ideas. And I'm just thinking that this might actually be something really cool if you think about it. I mean, giving it a chance anyway. So that's what I'm thinking. Anyway, let's see what else we got. Want to skip over the, let me see, let's hear.
Isom issue number 1 is the first book released through RippaVerse Publishing, which makes it extremely significant. Though this is Isom's
Look at this guy right here. Look at him. He, you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of a young Black Lightning. Oh yeah, the disco paint.
Title book. It also serves as a launching pad for our entire universe. This 96-pager was written by myself, Eric July. The pencil and ink work was done by the great Cliff Richards, and the color work was done by Gabe El Taib, two comic book veterans. This book is part 1 of the ill-advised arc, and it follows Avery Silver.
Ooh, he said the ill-advised arc. Avery Silver. Lord, I shouldn't have known.
Who lives right outside of Flores Park, Texas, the place where he was born and raised. Now, Avery is what is known as an accept, which is what common folk in this area call.
Damn it, I forgot it was called accept. But you guys still know what I'm talking about. Don't hate on me. Don't go in the comments and try to correct me. Y'all knew what I was talking about.
Special people. Years ago, shortly after he got his abilities, Avery decided to become a hero of sorts and adopted the moniker iSon.
See, from you guys see. Hold on, let's
After he got his abilities, Avery decided.
You see right here. And you see how the A-Force team has the same powers. What I'm thinking is something happened, an event happened that caused them to turn against him, and he had to run. From what we can tell is Isom got some kind of super strength and superhuman durability. I can tell you that. I doubt he has flight. I don't think Eric July definitely have him like that. But I do know that Eric July is an athlete. Athletic person. So what I'm thinking is he has the powers kind of like the set of basically like Luke Cage mixed with a little bit of Captain America super soldier kind of thing, where he can do like athletic feats at a superhuman abnormal ability though. And I don't think that he's invulnerable, but I do know that he probably have maybe like a fatigue time, so he can only probably keep this up probably maybe for, I would say, let's say 6 to 10 hours before his body gets kind of like, oh, you know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
Decided to become a hero of sorts and adopted the moniker iSon. But a certain event had him come to the realization that this life wasn't for him.
And then see, when he said that also gets me thinking too, is that the event cost a lot of people's lives, and what he thought he was fighting for wasn't what he wanted anymore. Especially after that failure, and then seeing how quick the people, his allies, was quick to turn against him, he walked away from it, got a plot of land outside of Tohome, Texas, and decided to live his life in peace and away from the city.
So now he lives on his own ranch outside of the big city. One day, Avery gets a call from his sister Altona. She wants him to.
Ooh, Altona. I like what they're doing right here with her dreads. I like them. They're really cute. And let's see. I know some people are trying to like look at the little thing, but it seems like he has some kind of powers. And you see what I'm saying right here? You see that little smoke that rises right there? That's what I'm saying. I think he might have like some kind of fatigue thing, because look, he's steaming from right there, and don't know average person who actually works out starts steaming like that, you know. He's on that Luffy gear 2 kind of thing.
A call from his sister Altona. She wants him to visit his old buddy because a family friend that interned at her company Projectus has gone missing. That old friend is Darren Fontano, and apparently he has some connection to his family.
Ooh, Derek Fontano. I'm telling you, he probably worked his way up. Oh, wait. Derek Fontano might be that guy that I thought that was that the theory is. So maybe let's take that theory that I had for that guy and give it to the other, the other guy that was on the side over there. That might be him, because this look like that might be Derek Fontaine. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. We're going to keep the theories. We're going to still keep the theories. But Derek Fontaine looked like that he probably have some dirt on people, and he was able to use that dirt to build himself up as the man.
Friend. Fontano has much changed since he was kicking it with Avery when they were, we lads. Now he's a cold-blooded shot caller that isn't afraid to do what it takes to remain in his position as one of the most respected people.
And he won't let anybody stop him, not even his old friend. but his old friend wants answers.
People in the city. This is a man that you do not want to cross. What was supposed to be a simple meetup with an old friend turns into the longest day of Avery's life. He runs into other excepts such as Sandsworn,
Ooh, hold on.
Into other excepts such as Sandsworn,
Damn, Sandsworn's
life. He runs into other excepts such as Sandsworn.
Sandsworn definitely looked like he's that muscle guy. He's like that level where, even though you have Superman, there's always somebody who has more super strength probably than Superman, who can give Avery a knock. And he's the muscle that you call when you need to, get something. And when Avery wasn't given what he needed, the people what they needed, they send Swanson over here to finish the job or collect the payments, if that makes sense.
Yira and the Alpha Core and some of the
Alpha Core. I did say Alpha Core.
These altercations take a very violent turn considering his past with one of these characters. You can see.
Oh, okay. Now he said that. Now that he said that, hold on.
Such as Sandsworn, Yira, and the
bam. Former ex-lover. Yara is the former ex-lover of Avery. Yep. They had a romance, they had a good patrol with each other, and then whatever event led him to quit, it took away all things. So that means he went cold turkey from everyone, including Yara. And she a little mad. She definitely a little mad, because if we saw the B cover where Yara and Esam is fighting, you can tell it had something to do with them. And then look at this face right here that she's making. She's aggravated or upset because he left her. Didn't say anything, didn't say no goodbye or nothing, and just kind of left her there just because it just wasn't a good look. Now she wants to know why he's back after being gone for so long. Now he decides to come back, and then he still comes back without saying anything, but he sure did cause some commotion.
Alpha Core, and some of these altercations take a very violent turn considering his past with one of these characters. You can see why he tries to stay out of the city. Who is this family friend, and what is their connection with Darren Fontano? How does this meeting between him and Avery turn out, and does he get the information that Altona needs? How does this...
Okay, so the family friend knows stuff about Fantine. Fantine is the man of the city. He don't want anybody coming in his rule. And the family friend found out about some of the dealings that he was doing, and that prevented him from coming to see Teresa. So Teresa calls Avery in to find out what's going on, because we need to meet up with our friend. But then their old other friend Fantine wants him, and he knows that Avery knows, and he's going to do whatever he can to get that information. And now Esam has to team up with Yara and try to figure out what's going on in the city, what has changed, what's been going on, what does the family friend know, and what does the family friend have on him, right? And I believe that the event is going to be what causes some kind of civil war, or the acknowledgement of more exempt people into the world of the RippaVerse, because it just seems like maybe just this one city, it might be collected. But then whatever's been happening for a couple of times have now expanded, and now they're trying to open up whatever's happening with these exempt people and trying to exploit it throughout the United States. And they have to figure out what's going on. And I believe the friend of Avery and Teresa knows that, because the big man has been funding it for a while now, and he doesn't want anybody to know that secret. So he has to hunt him down and put him down, because the information that he has on it. That's what I'm going for.
impact the psyche of Avery, who went from a hero to a now blue-collar civilian? These are all questions.
And now Avery has to like get to come over to terms with what he's done, what's happened, and actually like stand up and become the hero again. Because like I said, he hasn't really been using his powers or anything, but now he has to actually step up and go back to the heroics, even when he doesn't really want to. Sorry.
That will be answered in ISOM issue number 1, which you can now pre-order at RippaVerse.com, along with some other limited edition merchandise items that will give you some more insight on the characters, such as
Ooh, now this one's interesting.
A place with such interesting beings. Like many other planets throughout the cosmos, their subjects have needless squabbles. But from those conflicts, I've discovered some creatures that could be of great use to our efforts. I'm not quite ready for the selection, but after...
Look at this character right here. I believe he has something to do with the death entity in the world, or he might be some kind of deity that's outside of Earth. I mean, outside of the cosmos. But now that he's discovered that these extinct humans exist, he wants to use them as some kind of game pieces that will create a cause and effect throughout the universe. But he hasn't figured out how he's going to do it. Right now he's playing the pieces, and whatever's happening with the friend is also tied to his plans that will lead to even more explosions of exempt and leading Isom further down back into the path of becoming a hero again.
Many patient years, I feel it is time for more thorough documentation. This city is where we begin.
I told you, it's the city. It's that city, and once that city goes, everything is going to create a cause and effect, and a civil war event will happen. I'm definitely thinking a civil war event definitely will happen. We don't know when, but it definitely will happen. I can definitely tell you that if you don't believe me. But I'm just kind of thinking about that might be what will happen. I believe that these exempt humans are not part of nature itself. Something happened prior before the world. I mean, prior before our introduction to Isom. And whatever happened, it was an event that happened in that same city, and that caused an entire explosion of exempt humans. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the Big Bang in Dakota City, where only in Dakota City people were starting to develop powers from the experimental gas. No, we don't talk about the New Origins ones because that's just dumb. But maybe that will lead into more things happening, and what's going to happen is there's probably some kind of factory, warehouse, secret facility that has those powers there. I mean, that has those experimentations there. And what I'm thinking is it's going to be some kind of fight going on, and what's going to happen is it's going to create a chain reaction that's going to probably explode, and that's going to create even more exhumans. And the little hood figure is going to use more of that to create his ultimate plan for, I guess, galactic control. Maybe, I don't know what you want to do, or create, or to fight off something that he needs to be stopped in order for him to continue to do what he needs to do in the background. But these are just theories. These are just me going off of what I'm thinking about it. Let me know what you guys think about it. It might be something completely different than what I'm thinking about. But, hey, it's all fun. We're over here just having some kind of fun. So I would love to hear what you guys think about my theories. And if you got any theories, let me know in the comment section below. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, everybody.